Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, Frank from Cleveland. I'm actually excited to see Deshaun these first two games when the live bullets start flying and they're blitzing and everything else. Guarantee, and we come home 0-2, and we should make the switch there. Well, let me have your thoughts, brother. I love you and the family, and be good and be safe.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. Let's welcome in Fred Greetham, Senior Analyst for the Orange and Brown Report. Fred, based on what I've seen in the preseason, Watson hadn't looked good. The turnovers for somebody that's been in the league as long as he has against a vanilla defense concern me. That concerns me the most about what I've seen from Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean, there's, a lot of different concerns, that you couldn't separate further from, basically a rookie, somebody that's played 7 games in the NFL. He had a relatively first positive game with the Bears, and in the joint practice, and I'll really emphasize this to Todd Monken, that was way more important than the preseason game. He did pretty well against the Bills' first team. He moved the ball a little bit. He made a real nice throw down the middle of the field to Casey Concepcion. So I think they made the decision after the joint practice with the Bills before they even got to the game. If they hadn't made it before that, I saw the way this was going for a while. Even some of Monken's comments, were, well, we said that Sanders would get the chance to start and play a half a game, so we only think that's fair to do so. When you say things like that, to me, between the lines, he's saying we already made the decision. But with that being said, I mean, I think it's a very gutsy call. I mean, this is your first chance to be an NFL head coach, and you made probably the most unpopular decision you could make as far as your starting quarterback. And that just shows you how much focus he has on that first game. It's on the road, it's in Jacksonville, a playoff caliber team. I think they won 11 games last year. And he thinks that even if it's 1 point more in scoring advantage with Watson, that's why he made the decision, because I don't know, why else he would do that. There's really no long-term upside, as I've talked about here before. But because he's a veteran, he's been on the road, he's shown enough. And granted, we didn't get to see the majority. I mean, we saw some practices, but we're not seeing the film room, the films, the study, where they're the classroom, where so much of this and this offense, you got to remember this offense, Monken calls maybe 2 plays and it's up to the quarterback to make the decision. And it's very quarterback centric run. And I don't think this is really a knock on Sanders, other than he's just not ready in Monken's eyes to face live ammunition, in the regular season. He might be at any time, because we know between poor play by Watson and injuries, he's only played 19 games out of 68 possible since he's been here. So that's like 28%. So the odds are he's not going to play the whole season. So Sanders just needs to be ready. And I think more than anything, that's what this is all about.